Time for us to do our AM talk here on the show. My guest seated, Abraham Amalba, is a private legal practitioner, a member of the National Democratic Congress. Also Henry Kwabena Kokofu, a former member of parliament, a private legal practitioner, and a member of the NPP. Good morning to you, gentlemen.
Good morning. Good morning.
We've got some legal issues on the table. We want to start with the second suspect in the Adams Mahama murder case, who we were told was found in Côte d'Ivoire, courtesy efforts by the Ghana Police and Interpol. I want us to play back the Information Minister's speech as he announced this yesterday.
The recent arrest of Mr. Asapke Alangdi has necessitated, therefore, the filing of a nolle prosequi in respect of the ongoing trial in the case of the Republic versus Gregory Afoko. This has been done about an hour ago with the objective of discontinuing that initial trial to enable the two accused persons now to be tried together to best serve the interest of justice. Committal proceedings for the two accused persons will commence shortly for them to stand trial as soon as possible. The state additionally intends to pray the Chief Justice to assign a dedicated judge for an expedited trial considering the background of this case. And government assures all Ghanaians that it will not relent on any efforts to bring the perpetrators of crimes within this jurisdiction to book. Quickly, we don't expect it to take 3 years. That's why we've said that we are praying the Chief Justice to assign a dedicated judge so that we have an expedited trial in this matter. So we don't expect it to take 3 years. The view of the state is that we have a basis so to do to put the two persons together so that the ends of justice are better served. And that's why we are proceeding on this path.
Well, if you've been following closely this case, then you'd know that this case was actually coming to a close because lawyers had actually given their closing defense. They had closed their respective cases, and we were expecting that judgment was going to be made on this matter, which started back in 2016. Now, here we are with a second suspect found, the initial case discontinued. You are lawyers. I want to throw this to you. What's your understanding of this? Where are we? How does this help us expedite, as the Information Minister made reference to, the trial of these two?
Well, let me start by saying good morning to your viewers. You know, this matter happened in my backyard, Bolgatanga. And so I am constantly following the trial. The arrest of Asabge would be good news to the family of Adam Mahama. Now, having arrested him, I think it brings into focus a new dimension to the whole trial. When Asabge was not arrested, the trial proceeded with only Gregory Afoko. And in that trial, we saw that the prosecution had challenges trying to pin Afoko to the crime. I am not saying that this would enhance the prosecution's case, but I'm saying that with the arrest, it brings a new dimension. One of it is what the Information Minister has indicated. This whole thing will be started all over. It will start de novo. It will start de novo in the sense that a key suspect, and now if he's before court, an accused person, has been arrested. What it also means is that we'll have to start with committal proceedings at the lower court before we come back to the high court. I've heard the Information Minister indicate that this will not take another 3 years and that it will be speedy. It's not for him to tell. He has no control over what happens in court. Maybe because of the appeal that they've made, so to the CJ to appoint a sole judge for this. Well, that in itself is not a guarantee that the trial will proceed speedily, because there are a number of applications that can be made in court by the accused person's lawyers. This will stall it. They can make applications to stay the proceedings there, and they will go up to get what they are. So I just want him not to heighten the expectation of people and say that this will be speedy. We wish it will, but it is not in his domain to say that. I also think that with the arrest of Asabge, the accused person, that is this time round, Gregory Afoko, all what he has said when he was alone and being tried will also change. Because definitely the prosecution will want to connect Gregory to Asabge, and that is where his evidence also changes.
Help us understand the fact that you've discontinued this one and he's essentially going. And can you use anything that he said in the past to build your case?
No. You are starting de novo. And de novo means as if the other one did not happen at all. And so those evidence before the court now will be shredded. They will not be part of the records. And there will be objections anytime they want to go back. I mean, the prosecution wants to go back to the old one. There will be objections from lawyers for the accused person. So we are in for a long, drawn-out trial, even though the information minister assures us that it is going to be a short one. I think that with my legal mind, because of the fact that there will be applications, don't also forget that now in our courts, the principle is do not spring surprises. And so all documents relating to the trial must be given to the accused persons. This can also take time, apart from the fact that you have the situation where you have to go for committal proceedings at the lower court before you come back. Yeah.
Loco Kofu, what do you make of this situation and where we are with this matter?
Yeah. Good morning to viewers. Good morning to my colleague, counsel, and then to yourself.
Good
Happy
morning.
New Year. It's been a while.
Many happy returns. True.
Yes. Good morning to the president of the land and indeed all the leadership. It's a good news. Why not? Because this man had been on the run ever since he was declared wanted. And he's a key suspect. And once he has been apprehended, it means it's going to help the case of the prosecution. It's just that one may find it quite a bit disturbing and frustrating that having gone through all that, traveled all that lane, and it has to re-begin entirely. But that is law for you. That is justice, the dispensation of justice for you. You can do otherwise.
Couldn't they have gone through this, finish this case, at least Gregory's case, get the judgments, and then go on with this, new suspect?
No, that wouldn't have served a good purpose because once someone else is finished with, then you bring in another person. It is the best way or the better way to do to try them in both of them because they are on the same wavelength, and that is the case of the prosecution.
Hearing that you can use any evidence that you've collected in this particular trial, in this case the old one, you can use it in this new one.
Yes,
that could be an issue. Yes,
it could be. It is. It will be an issue. So it is in line with justice delivery systems that both of them are put on trial at the same time. So we've always said that the wheels of justice grind slowly. You get there. It's a matter of just giving ourselves enough time. On the expedition of the trial, if you listen to the minister properly, he said we will pray to the Chief Justice that a dedicated judge is assigned to, so as to make proceedings.
But that's not automatic guarantee.
It is
considering what Mr. Malba said,
yes,
there could be issues raised.
Yes, I agree perfectly with him. It does not lie in the mouth of anybody to control the judiciary. But then it is a prayer to have a dedicated judge to. That is one step. Once we're able to get that one, then we are sure most of the forth and back issues could be done as quickly as possible. So on this note, we will thank the Ghana Police and their colleague in the Interpol system for having done a good job. Then again, the bereaved family, friends, particularly children, will heave a sigh of relief in this era. It is another beginning of another sad situation, going back to court and listening to some of these things again. But what can you do? We demand justice, and justice must be seem to have been delivered. So let's see what happens.
Mr. Mahama, how often do we see a dedicated judge, you know, in a situation like this, for a case like this? Why should the Chief Justice go ahead and give a dedicated judge to this case?
It's common. Normally, when a case is so crucial, the Chief Justice can do this. And the Chief Justice has done that a number of occasions. What will happen is that the judge will give much attention to that case. And so the judge will normally give specific dates on which that is the only case that he will listen to. It's not as if the judge will not do any other case again, no. But on this day, the whole court system will be geared towards dealing with that case. But you see, what we have heard and seen and observed, it's not as easy as it is. Don't forget that, and in your intro you indicated that the prosecution had actually closed its case. Now, what it means is that you cannot at this stage, and I'm now putting on my legal cap, you cannot at this stage be filing a nolle prosequi, because the prosecution has closed its case. If you file a nolle prosequi now, and that is what I suspect will happen, as they are filed, lawyers for Gregory Afoko, yes, would raise the issue of Otofua Ake.
Please explain.
Yes. Otofua Ake simply means that you cannot try somebody twice for the same offense.
No, that is to suggest that this trial
has
had
ended.
Concluded.
Yes, because the prosecution has closed its case.
But judgment has not been given.
Yes, but the prosecution has closed its case.
So
the judgment,
so what you're saying is that it's impossible to say you want to discontinue the case.
The judgment now, where the prosecution closes its case, is either he's guilty or he's not guilty.
Yes.
And but the case has been closed. You know of prosecution has closed its case. You have accused opening his defense. Prosecution has closed its case. At the moment, prosecution has closed its case. Now, when you are going to try him again, he will raise the issue of Otofua Ake. That is to say, I cannot be tried twice for the same offense.
Okay, it's good that you say you have your legal cap on. Explain. Judgment has not been given.
Yes.
So how do you say the case has been closed, even though, yes, we know prosecution has closed its case, defense has as well?
Yes. Defense
given
finished.
It's exactly.
Defense
and they're
finished.
waiting for the judgment.
Defense has finished. Prosecution has also closed its case. The one who was prosecuting is the prosecutor, and he has finished prosecuting. What you are talking about is judgment. I'm not hereby saying that judgment has been given. I'm saying prosecution has closed. Therefore, you cannot prosecute me twice for the same offense.
Wow.
So I'm not saying that you cannot give.
So that's a defense that's a defense that Gregory Afoko can put up.
Yes, that is an application.
It means that with this explanation, the trial was concluded.
Yes.
In your case.
In Gregory's, trial or prosecution. It has finished.
Even though judgment was not given.
Yes.
Okay. So that's what you say. That's what you suspect would happen.
Yes, that's why I think.
But shouldn't the prosecution know this?
Lawyers of Afoko may be raising in court that, look, why are you prosecuting of this for the same offense, the same charges? Nothing also stops the prosecution to continue the prosecution with this person they have arrested. I mean, he can also stand trial.
But we don't know what the new charges are, do we?
To who?
Gregory Afoko.
Fine. So let's assume they are coming with new charges. Then this argument will not hold.
Okay. So we wait to see the charges.
We are looking at all possible permutations and what may arise in court. I'm teasing out the issues. That's what I'm doing. So if you come with a new charge, fine, then this argument will not hold. But if you bring the same charges when I have been prosecuted already, I will raise Otofua Ake. You cannot prosecute me twice for the same offense. Every first year criminal law student knows that.
Anything that you want to add to that real quick? We want to move on to some NDC matters.
What I know is that you cannot try me. You cannot, the same offense, you cannot try me twice. You understand? There's a difference between prosecution and the trial itself. The trial ends with a decision taking. So in the middle of it, yes, the prosecution.
But let's distinguish. This is not in the middle of it. This is where prosecution is closed.
At the tail end of it, it is still inconclusive. It is still not finished. However, the prosecution in this instant case, they are fully aware of all these legal implications and all that. They've taken things into consideration. I would want us to wait and see what it goes. And indeed, it is of interest to all legal practitioners to be looking at it, particularly students of law, because it has not often happened in situations like this. So let us wait and see and have confidence in the judicial system. They are entitled to lawyers already. They have, or they may have. So they are assured of fair trial, as the initial ones had gone to. I'll add my voice to that of the minister, pleading with the CJ that they do all that in their powers to, as it were, get the trial on a speedy.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So Gregory Afoko was arraigned for the former regional party chairman's death and has pleaded not guilty to 2 counts of murder and conspiracy to commit murder. So those were the charges that he was being tried for, and we're here now with the case being discontinued. Interesting angles that you bring in to this issue, Mr. Malba. So we wait to see the new charges that will be slapped, and then.
No, they've not said they are preferring new charges. We wait to see the charges.
Yeah, so we wait to see the charges. Yes. Okay, not new charges.
When you are preempting that there will be new charges.
I suspect there will be new charges. I'm sure they know the technicalities involved in this. But let's talk about some NDC matters, because 6 presidential aspirants of the opposition NDC have questioned the credibility of the electoral register for the conduct of the upcoming presidential primaries. I want us to take a listen to the concerns. We'll come back and digest further the concerns raised.
If the reasons for which you are protesting don't make sense to Ghanaians, fine. Then we are trying to just frustrate the process or delay it. Why do we have to delay it? In my language, they say, so if you're going to lose an election, fine. Some of us have lost elections before. So losing an election is not a big deal. When I lost elections to Professor Thomas, I came and supported him. I flew down 6 times at my own cost. I was based in London to come and support him to win 2008 election. So I don't think we have any desire to frustrate anything. If Ghanaians think that you should go for an election where you don't know the identification number of the person who is voting, you don't have his photograph, you have only his name and a certain title, they think it's fine, then let us practice that in a national election. Let us practice exactly the same thing in a national election. Then we'll all agree that that's the way elections in Ghana should go. But we are not trying to interfere with the process. That's why we are moving along with it, even though certain things are still lagging behind, just to be able to cooperate. But if there's a view that our efforts are being frustrated, either the constituency level in terms of meeting delegates or the kind of documents we get, such as electoral register, not of a standard that will ensure a free and fair election, then I think it's only fair that we should let the party headquarters know, and in this case, the Ghanaian public also be aware that there are still problems with our electoral process. We want a free and fair election.
So as I asked, I mean, how soon are you expecting the party to resolve them?
It can be tomorrow, it can be Tuesday. I mean, it's up to them. These are things that were already in their power to do 2-3 months ago. They could have determined in September last year that we will have a flag bearership election where the name, the title, the photograph, and the branch ID card of the member will be there. They could have determined that.
So that's one of 6 persons who are raising some issues. Of course, Pio Gabra there speaking to Parker Wilson, but there are others involved. Mr. Alban Bagman, Mr. Nuruddin Idriso, Sylvester Mensah, Augustus Guzitano, and Professor Joshua Alabi. One other matter is printing, because they are also asking that a national printer prints the ballots. And just before I allow you to have your say, just wanted to let you know that a learned colleague of yours, Gary Nimako Mafo, disagrees and says that Noli Prosequa can be filed at any time before judgments. But it's just like anything else. You lawyers always disagree on matters. Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about the NDC now. Let me start from home, Mr. Amalba. This is your NDC internal matters. 6 of the flag bearer aspirants are raising issues. Are these legitimate issues with the register and also the printing press?
Let me say that as a member of the electoral committee, yesterday we found it necessary to meet on the issues raised by the aspirants.
Okay.
The whole meeting was dedicated to their petition. What we were not happy about and still not happy about is why the petition was first given to the media before even we, members of the committee, cited it.
Was that established?
Yes, because we were being called here and there on Saturday that there's a petition, and we said that they haven't handed any petition to us. So we think that as much as possible, if they can keep some of these things in-house, we've opened communication channels with them. Indeed, there's nothing that blocks them. They are very senior members of the party. We can't even block them from approaching the party. So we have opened communication channels. So as much as possible, they should endeavor, anytime they can summon us. They are senior members of the party. Now, on the issues, yesterday we deliberated on them and we...
How many?
Basically, there were 2 broad ones.
The register?
The register and then also the printing. Now, we concluded and we'll submit our report to FEC because we are a committee of FEC. We don't work on our own. What I can tell you is that we have decided to invite them so as they meet the committee.
All 6? All
6. No, all 7, because this is a matter that affects all of them.
But one aspirant didn't have?
Nonetheless.
Or doesn't have issues?
Doesn't have issues, yes. But nonetheless, whatever decisions we will take with them would affect him. So we will invite all of them. We'll provide a level playing field. Except if the other one comes and says, I have no petition, I'm going out, then opportunity has been given, but you have not taken advantage of it. But we cannot exclude one person. And so we intend to invite them in the course of the week. That will be done somewhere Wednesday, Thursday. And then we'll deal with the issues one after the other. But off on top of my head, I can tell you that the issue of sending our data, our information to the national printer, which is headed by an NPP person, is out of place. That is not, it's a no, and we will not do that. You know, the head of that institution is an appointee of the president.
But it is still our assembly press. I mean, this is a...
It is for you...
This is a state institution, isn't it?
Yeah, it is for you to be reckless and think the way you are saying it as a party and give it out and hope that and think that and believe that as a state institution nothing gets leaked.
Can I ask you, if it was a national exercise, who would be doing the printing?
Oh, I don't know.
If it was a state, if it was national election.
I don't work with the EC. I don't know how they print their ballot paper. But we will not. We will jealously safeguard our information. That is
So just because the head of that institution is a member of the NPP, it doesn't make sense that the NDC would let the Assembly Press print its ballots, considering that your last national exercise, there were issues with printing. There were significant mistakes.
I'll get to that. It is good that you are not a politician. That's why you can speak this way. To say just because the head is an MP person, that is not just for a political party.
So what's your suspicion as a political party?
We are safeguarding our information and data, just like how Joy FM would not give their information out without knowing that it will be secured.
What can that one person do to your data?
That one person who is the head of the institution, that information can be used in ways that we don't even know how it can be used. We are simply protecting our interests. So we cannot do that. On the printing, we agree there were some challenges with the last one, but we learned from our mistakes. After that event, we did an audit of the whole process. And I can tell you that we gave the printer less time to be able to print all those ballot papers. You know, sometimes you have 6 people vying the position. And so we did not give him ample time, the printer, to be able to deal with the printing. We rushed that person. Also, we did not have agents of the contestants at the printing press. So this time around, we've allowed three agents from each of the contestants to be embedded in the printing house, and they run shift to ensure that if any printing comes out, they take time and scrutinize it. And that's what I'm saying, that we have learned.
So this printing house is an NDC printing house. Is that it?
There's nothing like NDC printing.
Or the head.
There is a printing house we are comfortable with. There's a printing house we know it has capacity to do it, because even our Yawaso primaries, he did it, and that did not create any problems. From the previous one that we had challenges, we still gave him some work, and this time it came out well.
So is this the same printing house that did the printing for your national exercise?
That's what I'm saying, yes.
The national
executive was a national exercise that we identified some challenges, but that was
so it's same printing house that you're using again?
Yes, the same printing house.
So how do you assure them? How do you assure these 6
that
not, what happened?
No.
What happened?
I am not going to sit on national television and assure them. That's what I'm saying, that we are building rapprochement. We are meeting them.
But even before you meet them, you've made a decision on the printing.
The printing, no. The printing, yes. They came out with some proposals. It was not only the Assembly President mentioned. So out of the proposals, they mentioned some 3 printing houses. As for one of them, we said that's a no. And I think they will understand that. We've not shut the door at the others. Printing has not even begun. So there's one that we are saying that one over our dead body. But the other 3, we have not said that.
Is that fair?
Yes.
Because you haven't met them. But
I'm
you've
saying
decided on that one.
No, that one.
It
is the interest of the party that supersedes each of their individuality. That one is a no-go area. That one is like fire, and you say we should go and put our hands there. But there are others they have proposed.
Fire because of one person who hurts the institution.
It's good you don't continue not to be a politician. But if you're a politician, you understand what that one person can do damage.
So, Mr. Kokofu, you duly understand what he's saying. You would obviously not take your printing to an institution where the head is obviously NDC. Claire?
I'm also worried, as you are. You seem to, because...
no, I'm not worried. I am just seeking to understand.
And that lies your worriness. Because you continue to wallow in misunderstanding, and the curiosity keeps on coming. You see, the main fact is, these 6 gentlemen suspect one thing. they suspect that the entire machinery, the whole process is being rendered to favor one particular candidate. In this case, former President.
They haven't said that in their petition.
They have. Let me read to you. You're here in that of
and you're reading from which paper?
Custodian.
Okay. So this is not the petition necessarily that you're reading?
Not really, but you see, 6 individuals seeking to lead the opposition National Democratic Congress for the 2020 general election have served strong warning they would resist any attempts to rig the party's upcoming presidential primaries. So it's good enough, and indeed you don't need to engage in rocket science to understand their frustrations. That is perfectly what they're looking at.
So to you, this is their way of stopping possible rigging of the exercise?
Not to me, to them. I am not a stakeholder. I'm just like you. We are reviewing what is going on.
But this is your interpretation, isn't it?
No, it's not mine. I'm just re-echoing the sentiments of the petitioners. And it is public. I mean, it's a public knowledge that and this is not the first time they've been crying foul here and there. But you see, he who comes to equity must come with clean hands. Just about 2 weeks ago, NDC through their general secretary were all over accusing the EC of trying to rig Ayawaso West Uagon by-elections. They cited a voter register as to it should not be different from what was used in 2016 elections and all that. They cited a lot of things. They had also accused the EC of preparing to rig the elections in favor of the NPP candidate, Lady Al-Hassan. They've said it. And here they are, within their own camp. Another group is accusing the same party that accusing the EC. So how do you...
But what's wrong with that? We say we are in a democracy, right?
Yes, we are, but I've said it. He who comes to equity must come with clean hands. You must have done your homework well. And the very thing you want the EC to do for you, or you are suspecting of the EC, you don't do those things by yourself within your own backyard against your own people.
This has not been proven, has it?
Which of them?
The register that the candidates are complaining of.
With the NDC.
Because the committee that Mr. Malaba sits on, they are yet to deliberate. In fact, they have, but they've made some recommendations, so we don't know.
They've been given voter register. All the contestants, according to them, they've been given voter register that does not depict the pictures of the supposed voters.
Not all of them.
Pictures were mismatching and all that. They don't have the ID. They say so. They don't know who and who, and they are talking about impersonation. People voting for others and all kinds of things.
Are they talking about impersonation?
Yes,
oh,
yes.
That's a new angle that I...
Yes, because if you don't have a proper voter register, then somebody else may be able to vote for someone else. You don't have the means of checking.
Let me ask Mr. Malaba just before you conclude.
What?
How does the register look like? Because they raise some... There are numbers somewhere. Some of them have pictures, some of them don't have. How does your register look like?
We have a register with names, with constituency branches, because branch executives are going to vote. So there will be a branch A. So it will indicate which branch voters are these persons.
It would indicate, is it an existing register or this is...
It's the same register we use, but now this time we just added the branch executives. Now there are no pictures in it. This is what happens. Before you can vote at the center, at the constituency center, you have to produce your voter ID card or your party ID card. And that will be looked at, cross-check with your name and your face. You already have it. Without that, you cannot vote. You must either produce your voter ID card or you produce your party ID card. Now, they are talking about numbers for the numbers, the individual numbers for each person, your party card numbers. Unfortunately, we don't have the enough cards, party cards for everybody. So there are people who are members of the party, who are executives, but don't have the party card yet.
So
because it was
proof?
not enough.
What's the proof that they are members of the
party?
So
they will have to come with the voter ID card. And then there's also a master list at the branch level that will also be produced at the voting center.
But hang on.
So
what's the thing that distinguishes me from Mr. Kokofu as NDC members?
Because
registered members. Is that not the card?
And I'm saying that apart from the card, you have the master's list. Every branch has got its register. That's it. Register.
But so you know the fear, right? You could include names on that list and say that they are registered members of the party.
I'm saying that register will be produced at the constituency voting center. So if you are in doubt, whether that is the person from the branch register is there. You take a look at it.
Can I just come back? I asked you a question.
Okay.
What would distinguish were both members of the NDC?
I am saying that your
registered members. What would distinguish
your name will not be on the register, the branch register. Kokofu branch, your name will not be there. Or if Amalba branch, your name will not be there if you are not a member, but his name will be there. So the branch register is at the polling station. It's at the voting center. We are producing the branch register. That is the master list. That's the master list. Indeed, even you could still have all the pictures, but if there's an objection raised, we still have to go back to the register. It's just like primary school. Every class has a register.
Mr. Kokofu, please tell me you understand this.
You see, no, how can you understand? You can't understand it. It's because it will be recalled that from the very onset, there had been complaints about guidelines. There have been complaints about filing fees. It ended up in court.
But all those issues were resolved.
They have not been resolved. If they had been resolved, they wouldn't have petitioned now. They wouldn't have.
This is on a different matter.
They are conjoined. It's step A.
It sounds like it's in your interests as MPP that they will continuously have issues.
No, it is in my interest to make sure we have a clean democratic dispensation. That's my interest. And indeed, we build these blocks from a political party set up to the national level. And Ghana have come that far concerning elections and reforms and all that. Remember, leading to 2015, 2016, leading to the elections, we had a lot of confrontations with EC among ourselves, all meant to develop a very comprehensive, free and fair electoral processes. So I do not see why NDC just marched out of office. They were in control of affairs of the nation, and all of a sudden they found themselves backwards. I mean, to the olden days where we would be fighting over voter register and all kinds of things. I thought we've passed that stage. Then again, they themselves, just 2 weeks ago, less than 2 weeks, they are on the neck of the EC.
That is repetitive. That's repetitive.
Yes, I'll continue to repeat. I will continue to repeat because it is necessary.
Anytime there are elections, people come out with questions.
Yes.
In their own, there were questions about.
Yes.
You remember Osler's place? Osler's place. There were 2 registers.
So therefore,
how can you
be
talking about?
We must graduate from those
as if in your case,
those misunderstandings and all those things. Just these are so fresh in our minds. I also by election, so fresh in our minds, and we were on the rooftop.
So you think that because they seem to have issues of their own, they have no right raising national issues?
No, they have. They reserve that right. But that's why I said.
No argument
that's why I said he who goes to equity must come with clean hands.
Yes, but that does not stop.
What you are asking for, you must be able to practice within.
Let's conclude this conversation.
So my conclusion is we want to see NDC go through all that, but the hue and cry it's not. I mean, it's not good for the party, and it's not good for.
What do you care? You are NPP.
We care a lot. You see, the other 6 aspirants, in my view, they have not done themselves any good. I would have thought that once they were in one purpose, common purpose, to try to see. Not to see the comeback of JM, John Mahama. should have presented one formidable candidate against him. So all of them could have fought on
this is taking us into another era. But can you just answer this question for me? If the MPP, NDC in power, MPP having a national exercise, going to print ballots, would you take it to Assembly Press, knowing that the head of that institution was NDC?
Why not? You would.
Just like that?
Yes.
Okay. So it means that the issue that they are raising is
tried and tested. I mean, in fact, they are doing the national elections and all that. The national elections, even at Ayawaso, as we are going, they would.
The ballot is being printed by the Assembly Press.
Yes, and NDC is a major stakeholder. They are contesting. So what is it? Anyway, they have
conducted elections several times in their party. Under the NDC, did they give their job to the Assembly Press? So they should stop talking that way.
Yes,
I think that in every election the stakes are very high, and people have the right to complain if they think that something is not going on well. It is left with the political party to deal with the matter. And as I tell you now, we have dealt with the issue, and we will sit with them.
So they have no case.
Is that how you are hearing me? I'm saying that in every political party, the stakes are high, and people have the right to complain. What is important is for the political party that they are complaining to deal with the matter and arrive at an amicable solution.
They say they don't want the printing house to contract them.
That is where we have gotten to.
That's what they are saying.
We'll call them somewhere Wednesday, Thursday, maybe after the Ayahuasca.
So is this still the committee that you set on?
That's what?
That is calling the candidates. Yes,
they'll meet the committee because the complaints they have.
You see, the functional executive committee. Let me help you a little bit.
Don't help me. Why?
The functional executive committee are in charge of organizing. And his committee is a subcommittee within the FEC.
What's wrong with that?
So his committee cannot call them. They will have to ask the functional executive committee to call the aggrieved parties. That's where I want to help you.
You don't need to help me. I'm saying that we have reported, today we are reporting to the functional executive committee. We have indicated we want to meet them. We'll meet them on Wednesday or Thursday, or maybe after the hour or so by elections, which one is more important. And then we'll deal with the issue.
So which one will be more important? I also by election.
So we'll deal with the issue, and then we are going to call them.
Council help us. So which one will be more important to your party?
I think
that the feuding.
I think that what you need to do here is to bring an application to Joy FM that you want to be a host. You are not the host of this program. I don't answer to you. If your Anana Akubado has not given you position, you want a post here, bring it.
Okay, let's move on. Let's deal with one very last matter before we wrap up. But it's also a matter that is very, very much disturbing. Okay, so we're just going to show you a video that I haven't seen. I'm seeing it. I'll be also watching with you for the very first time. But we're told that some students of Akomadan were subjected to inhumane treatment. They were made to eat raw chicken that they allegedly stole. The reason we're bouncing this off you is because you're lawyers. We want your legal opinion on this.
Now, who's got a uniform in a way?
Okay, I don't know what you make of that. So these guys allegedly stole the fowl, so they were made to eat it in the raw form because, you know, in the voice there, the guys who were ensuring that they ate the chicken, the raw chicken, said that if they took them to the school, they would be suspended. Let's get some understanding from the police before I bounce the issue off you. So Ashanti Regional Police PRO, ASP Godwin Ahianyo, joins us on the phone. Ms. Ahianyo, good morning to you.
Good morning, my dear.
This video that we just watched, is this something that you've seen, students allegedly being made to eat raw chicken?
Yes, we've had a copy of the video and we've watched it.
Okay. So is this something that truly happened? Have you established that?
Yes, it actually happened somewhere in Akumadan in the Ashanti region. We had a video on Friday. A journalist sent it to us and said it was sent to them by somebody they know at Akumadan. So immediately we got a video and we watched it. We realized we saw that the two students were in handcuffs. So we suspected that it was coming from our men or somebody close to us. So the regional police commander immediately tasked the district commander of Akumadan to initiate investigations into that video footage. And lo and behold, that very Friday, the district commander was able to pick 4 persons, including a community policing assistant who is said to have handcuffed the students and subjected them to that inhumane treatment. So we took statements from them, kept them in custody over the weekend, and yesterday we processed them and put them before court. And as we speak, they've been remanded into custody to reappear before court on Monday, 4th February 2019.
So what are the charges? Ms. Ahianyo, what are the charges?
The criminal charges, we have assault and then offensive conduct. These are the 2 charges preferred against them.
So how many men have you arrested or how many men are in your custody?
Per the investigation so far done, we've been able to pick 4 persons. Meanwhile, according to the victims, that is the students, there were more than 10. So we are on the heels of the other suspects and get them arrested as well.
When did the incident happen?
It happened somewhere in December, according to the students.
Okay.
They were in school at the time, so currently they're on vacation. So it happened somewhere in December. So we got the video on Friday and picked them up.
Okay. Do we know how well the students at least were doing before they went on vacation?
Yesterday, when their parents brought them, they are doing well. Meanwhile, medical form has been issued to them to go to any government hospital for medical checkup, and then the report to be brought back to the police.
Did they confess to stealing, though?
They confessed to stealing the fowl.
Where? Was this on somebody's farm, in somebody's house?
According to them, they were hungry and they went looking for food, and that is where they got the fowls from somebody's backyard and picked it.
Interesting. This is bizarre. I was hoping that you would say it's not true.
It's very true. It's very true.
Okay, Mr. Ahianyo, thank you very much, for helping us understand this issue that you're following closely. That's the Ashanti Regional Police PRO, ASP Godwin Ahianyo. What do you make of this? I mean, what is happening?
This is what I'll call trial by ordeal, which used to be invoked during the pre-colonial era. We know that the police, and in this matter I'm talking about the community police who meted out this to the students. The police lacks the jurisdiction to as it were, punish people. What the police does is to investigate. And when they investigate, they will now put their evidence before court. It is only the courts that can mete out punishment. So for the community police officers to mete out instant punishment to the students amounts to a trial by ordeal, which has been long scrapped in our legal system. I think that 2 crimes have been committed here. I heard the police say the students admitted stealing the fowl. That's an offense in itself. And the second offense is what they are holding the community police for. I must commend the police for the first time that they are handling this matter professionally.
Oh, that won't be for the first time, be fair.
No, for me, my commendation of them for the first time in a long while. I am a critic of the police, the way they handle their cases. But when they perform well, as in this one, and as Godwin Anyanho has indicated. Ahianyo has indicated. Godwin Anyanho, or what? Ahianyo has indicated. I think that I must commend them for their swift response and the way they are handling it professionally. But I do not think that the students have not committed a crime. I think they've also committed a crime, and we see how it goes.
Yeah. And I'm just being prompted. Often we see viral videos, but we don't see prompt reaction from the police like we've seen in this case. So they absolutely deserve some commendation, Mr. Kufu.
Well, yes, of course.
Because they would say somebody will have to complain before.
Yes, of course. But there have been many instances that the police have reacted proactively. And the commendation, yes, I do agree. You see, what we just saw in our communities, particularly most of the deprived communities and others, some of these things go on. It may not be eating of raw meat or fowl or something else. There may be another things that people put people in, particularly minors. There are instances people are asked to eat what you may not even want to mention on TV. And kids' hands are dipped in fire, in hot soups and all kinds of things, simply because they've stolen, it's alleged they've stolen meat or something. And all these things have been going on at the blind side of society. And even where people get to know, we do not follow it up to exact justice for those victims. So it means now and then society is coming up with some of these uncalled for behavior. And just as my colleague said, yes, the student might have committed an offense, but you do not. All you can do is to arrest him, send him to the police station, get him processed for court or anything of the sort. You do not do the arrest and constitute yourself into a court and then met out judgment. And your judgment is to ask them to eat this thing. It's very disgusting. I'm not so enthused this morning. They deserve more punishment. Well, they are in court now. They are in court and they've been remanded.
Yes.
Okay. They surely.
And there are others that the police is looking for.
Yes. Wherever they might be, those are on the run, they should be apprehended and then put before court, just as their accomplices. With the students, it's also a matter for our youth to understand that some of these behaviors does not help. They do all kinds of things when they are in school, and that amounts to criminalities and all kinds of things.
The fact that you're hungry doesn't mean you can go and steal somebody's.
Yeah, you can't do that. But even if they've done that, the law, the police is there. The law is there to deal with them. You don't put the law in your hands and then go and met out this kind of punishment on them. It is absolutely uncalled for. And it is good society is condemning. I mean, we are all condemning that kind of action. We should discourage that. We should bring those that happens elsewhere to the fore. I mean, for people to know. And then we should inform the police that these people are arrested. These community police kind of thing, we must be looking at it critically. Those we enroll them on, do we do background checks on them and all kinds of things? What kind of orientation do they go through? What kind of training do they go through? Because there are a lot more out there who are harassing drivers on the road, even more seriously than the normal police checkups, the MTTD division people would do. So we need to put an eye on them and monitor their activities. They are there to complement and supplement the efforts.
But they're
of the
not
police.
police.
They are not.
And they are not the law.
They are not the law.
Yeah, absolutely.
The distinction must be clear.
I appreciate your perspectives into the issues that we've raised this morning. Thank you, gentlemen, for your time.
I thought we have a little bite on that one. The good news.
What do you want to say about
the good news? That one. Yes. Yeah. We need to praise.
In seconds.
We need to praise ourselves as a people, particularly the leadership of this country. The eminent chiefs headed by Otumfuo, the Asante Hene, their efforts and all that, and the efforts of past presidents, particularly President J. Kufuor. In his time, all these things happened, and he did not sleep over. He got to know that it is a chieftaincy matter, so let us leave it with the chiefs. And clearly, posterity have judged him right, that he took a right decision. And then Professor Mills, the late, also did it. Tried to find a lasting solution, but well, President Mahama in his time also did something. It is today, under President Akufo-Addo, that we've consolidated all those little gains, and today we have peace in Gabon. I must say that it is of us that we all help to sustain that kind of peace, how fragile it may be. That is why I was so worried when a TV journalist went in to interview our overlord, I mean, the king of Gabon, the kind of disrespect, even though he has apologized, but I think it's something we all need to do, particularly you, the journalist, being circumspect with our leaders and in times of fragile situations like this. I commend the Gabon Forum, its leadership, Dr. Mobson and his group, for coming out strongly to condemn that kind of action and then asking for a retraction of the footage and all those things. This is a good lesson for all of us.
Okay.
We should help our brothers and sisters in Gabon to consolidate on the peace that we've built up.
Okay.
Congratulations, Nana Adudankwa Akufo-Addo.
Ms. Amalba, you want to have a quick say on this?
I think he's done.
You're not Dagomba.
No,
okay.
But I lived in Tamale before. I attended school in Tamale, so I'm quite conversant with the area. I think he's done a good work by trying to commend our leaders, past leaders. Unlike some commentators of the NPP who want us to think that everything started and ended with Nana Akufo-Addo, he's done a good job by depoliticizing it, and I have to commend him for that. I would have chastised him again if he didn't do well, but I think that he's done well. I need to commend him, and if all communicators of the NPP speak this way, we will be the much richer in terms of our communication.
Okay.
But never and never again should this country allow what happened in Gabon in 2002 to happen again in any part of this country. As a nation, we should endeavor to ensure that we provide security and ensure that these dastardly acts do not occur.
Thank you very much, gentlemen, for your time.